to secure that top spot again. So Cloud9, they are doing quite well, and you might be thinking, all right, they should be secured for top 4. Yes, they are. However, with the new system of APAC, the first place is even more exciting because you avoid the playoffs. Actually, you get a direct top points for major N6 Invitational, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Like Cloud9, they wanna keep on and hang on to that first place, and thus probably will not slow down for FAV today.
That's it, and they've got a great position, as it was said on the desk, to do it. Consulate is a very good map for C9 and Envy Taylor in particular, so you assume they're going to hit this one with a lot of pace. Okay, they're coming off the back of a 7-1 victory versus T1, but at the same time, it's still C9. It's still this roster that really wants to kind of say, no, APAC North, that's our region.
Giants left, went back to the south, and not doing too hot there, but Cloud9 in the meantime, they're like, all right, if no one is going to be challenging us here, then I guess we will just reign supreme. That's what they've been doing so far. Either way, we're getting started. It's Consulate. It is the playing field of Envy Taylor as described by Desertje. Let's see if that will be the case. We are going to Cafeteria Garage first. Wamai and Jaeger both being brought out. That might be problematic for FAV in terms of an execution later on. I might also see the piano having a little bit of a heavier hold because you see that mirror. So they might be trying to combine a 3 right there, making sure that it's going to be really hard to get vertical control on the likes of FAV.
Well, let's see how they decide to dig themselves in. Obviously, Thatcher is off the board, so that's going to make it a little bit trickier to try and find your way in on the basement. But at the same time, it's pretty standard for teams to know what they've got to take if they want to try and lock down on piano or get a bit of a bold swing onto yellow. The danger is, obviously, you know who you're up against. Nova. Setting themselves up, going to fully reinforce that and lock that off. They've obviously got those Kaid claws to keep themselves with a bit of control and a little bit of range and safety. Don't have to dig themselves in and be at intense fear. There is the pop of the window with the ability to swing onto the soft as soon as anybody tries to apply some pressure down yellow. And this one allows a little bit more of a wide berth of sight, and the hop between on the rotation means that you can keep a big lockdown across all of that garage wall.
Envy just in time off the window there. Type on what pass. Shao, however, still busy with the spawn picks, and K-Razor is going to be finding out that that window indeed has been opened up, but has to be careful to not actually be caught off. Actually, Shao rotated off, so we'll be safe for now, and Harper trying to relocate the Electric Claws into the undestructible or harder to find spots, because they will be trying to put some explosives down right in the middle of the garage wall, and then we'll try to find the way to destroy the Electric Claws, and they will not be able to find him like that because they're basically dug in. However, Shin is going to be able to find Envy Taylor. That is the Wamai of the board, and that is one of those top floor roamers no longer in play.
Quick kill there and a very quick strike for a player that we've built up quite a lot. Maybe the caster curse has struck already. I doubt it, but let's see how the game progresses as they very quickly find themselves getting some angles and ideas on the bit of control. If you didn't watch FAV's match previously, well, it wasn't great, I think is the softest way of putting it. They struggled to get close to the building. They were torn apart by a hyper-aggressive team that often just battered them before they even truly entered. Then you come to a map like Consulate where that's built into it and ingrained, and you have a little bit of concern, but it seems like they've made sure that they are ready and raring to get that first step and first blood.
The flank watch being set up, the air jabs being located when Shen is going to be trying to take control of the circle desk into antechamber and piano. Of course, they do really want to open up that wall, and they will have to take care of the Electric Claws that would be placed on that wall. Because of course you want to open it right next to the white vent, preferably, rather than the middle one, which is left soft, or not really soft, but unelectrified. So C4 not finding anything. Harper, however, will decide to watch the angle. Maybe one of the players will walk over, and he might be able to find himself a way to draw this back to 4-4 with only 50 seconds left.
Well, here's the pressure that they're trying to apply directly down. That is the opener to pipes 2, but there is another C4, and it catches Afro out, gone. but had been able to use some of that utility to start opening some of this control, and the wall finally falls with number 2 taking up the mantle of soft destruction. All C4s have been ripped, torn and blown at this point, so it's going to come down to the flat firefight as they descend down the bottom of the yellow stairs, doubling up over the shoulder of K-Razor to offer some support on the potential of this swing round. The canister pops, but so does the defenses, and that's going to stem and stop any approach now as they're still trying to find those bodies and force them further away. But Harper has got aggro, rotated round, finds the one on yellow and almost finds the second, does, in and amongst the smoke. Number 2 is trying to keep some control, but with 3 seconds hitting that 0 there, deftly trying to stick it on the back corner. The cover has come round the opposite side now. They've been able to regroup and recoup and somehow find the diffuser down, but so is Nova. There is the trade. Shael drops them on the opposite side. It is all down to number 2 now. He's holding the angle from range, waiting for them to try and aggro swing it. Gonna pick up Nova. A clever play. You have 30 seconds, but you have 30 seconds. It's one opportunity to be able to try and take this, and if you slightly diversify your push for the trade and try and drop the man who you know is playing around the corner, well, it's one more body. There it is. There's the swing. There's the first. There's the stick. There is static. There it is. Cloud9 clutch it.
The long arm coming in right there. You just saw the tip of the knee, right? That's all you could see. There's no way he was going to be able to get that kill. He had to push out, but there's 2 members pushing as well on the likes of Cloud9, just running out, giving their buddies for the bigger cause right there, of course, being the round win. And you see in the live rankings on the right top of the screen next to our sponsors logo, Predator, Cloud9 back to first place for now. They'll try and stay there. They'll try and keep that, and thus we'll go to console meeting. Second bomb site to be played right here. Again, we do see the Wamai and the Jaeger coming out, so really a heavy emphasis onto making sure that we will not see too many of these throwables being used. Now, that could be, again, something we've seen, I believe that was last week, the magnets being tossed outside of the window onto the balcony, making sure that the air jabs would be destroyed if they would be tried to be placed upon that balcony, making sure that no jump outs would occur. So that might be something to look out for. Otherwise, yellow stairs, of course, we all know and remember the big clip from Latam where 200 flashbangs were being tossed in just to get rid of one person. So
yeah, that was scary. You have flashbacks to that, and I wasn't even the one that suffered it.
I was gonna say, like, you probably are having sleepless nights from that one moment right there.
Well, let's see what C9 do. They kind of lent themselves in with some aggression at the start. Nobody was caught. This was just saw a sliver and followed it through the smoke. One further step to the right, and I think that body might have been able to slip past, but well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And as I said, I'm curious to see if we see Envy's cookie crumbled first.
Oh, he already got a little bit of a bite taken out of him last round as he got taken out first. See if he's going to be able to maintain himself and make sure that he's going to be having those 15 kills that Dez was prefacing a little bit, saying like, right, that's normally the performance he managed to put down. Oh, good drone right here from number 2. Until has to be careful. Probably a bang coming in anytime soon. Spots the drone now. It's going to go off. He's not going to get taken down by that one. Proceeds to rotate all the way down to the bottom floor, hoping to come up for a late flank potentially.
Menix is raising questions about the specific armor plates, so they're trying to block the default plant spot with the potential of leaving it there. Had the theory that one was left in, and it is in the default plant spot. Medics catching this stuff. Very clever, Cloud9. Very clever. Means if they try and hit that, they'll accidentally instead start trying to put on a sweater, and that's nothing you want to do in a pressure cooker environment.
That's going to be buying them 1, 2, maybe even 3 extra seconds, because they will be shooting it, of course, as soon as they realize. But that is a bit of precious time that you will be able to snoop away from them. And as now FAV is trying to put pedal to the metal. They're going to be trying to open up. They're going to be trying to take care of Nova. That's often the thing that the Sledge does right here. They open up a little bit of a hole above the reinforcement. They have it after with the S charge. And soon a grenade should be sailing over, hoping to take down the shield and maybe even the player.
Well, there's another smoke canister, and the pressure comes out from Shael. Jumps out of yellow and tries to find his way back in. Does. There's nobody to try and strike back, but you can see the blue bodies have rotated down towards Visa on the opposite side. Now, we have the pressure coming over the top towards Nova, burning canisters and keeping themselves cooked and alive for now. Seems like they were overstimmed by Static as well, who is pumping all of the blood possible into Nova to try and tank all of these grenades. The damage is coming through, but thankfully the Doctor is in and he's very accurate, which is a very good thing. But Nova, can you do the same and be as accurate to catch this head dancing willowily above that window? You stem and stop Type-On the top of Visa stairs, but more pressure behind the desk and Type-On finds that Doctor.
Push they have to make right now. Cloud9 still has a man advantage due to Harper being able to find one back. K-Razor still onto that balcony. Long angle hit from Shao, actually trying to put down some damage, but will not find it. Afro will be able to take down MV Taylor. That's a double kill. It's only up to Nova now, as Harper is still in the DBNO state. Nova picks up one, turns it into a 1v2, 10 seconds left on that clock. The diffuser is down, but he does have that shotgun. One blast is enough to find the Ash. Needs the second one, jumps into rotation, spots the head, but doesn't quite land the shots, as if yet another one misses. He only has 2 shots left. And Afro will be able to clean it up. No, it's Type-On actually that gets their final kill. And it is going to be FAV with at least a round on the board right here. But that one was really close right there.
I mean, a shotgun ring around the rosies around the bottom chassis. Yeah, that's a pretty close end.
Woo.
Spicy.
All right. Spicy
start.
Hot.
And it's good from FAV. It was good. They read what they needed to do. They went and applied pretty distinct pressure. Obviously, I said they seemed like they rotated down around Visa, but they had the cover for the pressure from the stairs, got that precious kill into Connector, which truly isolated the smoke. And although he seemed to be the last standing because of all the bodies that were thrown forward towards Long Desk, it was still just well played and well held from FAV down to the wire, sure. But against C9 on Consular, well, most rounds probably will go that way.
Some of them will indeed be close. I really like the fact that we don't, of course, 100% know whether or not it was the intention of the Rook armor plates being placed down in...
was, but...
Yes, why else would you put it in that place, and why else would you leave one place?
If they do it more than once.
But also, they also brought the Rook. Yes, they brought the Rook, of course, armor plates. But they also brought the Dock, actually, to heal through the grenades potentially coming in, making sure that... I think that was a smart play as well, clever play. Did see a little bit coming into action for that one. Not too much damage, however, coming down onto, I believe it was Nova. But managed to get a couple of kills there. Unfortunately, not the round due to one missed shell. One missed shell. That's it.
FAV again, instantly applying as much pressure as possible, doubling down on that hatch to try to clean their way underneath Nova. Well aware of this intense pressure, is going to cool that quickly to the rest of his team. And look at this, a steady drone on the top of NV Taylor, playing around admin. And it seems like there's at least 2 bodies, potentially a third, as the frag grenades start bouncing towards the man who hasn't been caught as of yet, has the support of the mirror window, and now has a little bit more pressure for blue bodies. They are intently hunting this man on the top floor. They have 1 on printer and, well, 3 elsewhere. Shael is potentially able to get the pickup. They're going to burn some more ADS. Harper might go for a hop out here. He's playing with the idea, and it's actually the C4 from underneath that gets it. It keeps the man alive, but Afro is digging in, trying to find the cover. Can't see through the smoke of the teammate, so pre-fires, isn't 100% sure if he's still in there or not. There he is. There's a dance. There's a death. And there's a bit less danger.
Finally managed to find him here. 2 of the Selmas, mind you, already been used to open up this one hatch to put some pressure down onto the archives. C4 being tossed out, not dealing a single point of damage to Type-On, so he's just gonna continue chilling right here on a Visa entrance, hoping to hold an angle, hoping that one of the members of Cloud9 is gonna be overstaying his welcome, overstepping basically, and putting himself into his crosshairs. As the rest of FAV is going to be working on that top floor control, hoping to well, slowly start chipping away on any safe position that Cloud9 could potentially play from.
might have been that breaching charge was potentially just shot out. I'm not sure. They're putting a lot of kind of response to the pressure that's coming out above them, trying to find all those angles and just dampen the pace that FAV want to apply, but it's so dangerous. There's so many of these little angles between these very narrow bars that could just hide that important part of a person that otherwise causes a death like that. There it is. Typon is able to pick apart a man who is trying to find a single safe place under the terrifying eyes above, but Static drops it down, keeps that pulse pumping so they know exactly where everybody's pushed. As Shael goes all the way back to the top. They seem slightly aware and concerned about this. It's a bullet hole, it's a drone, but it's Shael that gets the catch and caught on the rotation. As number 2 is able to get a response. 20 seconds though, they have to start digging their way into site itself, and Nova's going for the rotate up the top. They still have one C4 in the hands of Static, and that could be the thing that ties this round together. It's held from range. It's Static getting one. It's Typon on the drop round the back stairs, takes him out. There it is, a second too late, and he drops the man. A 1 versus 1. Typon has a lot of stairs he has to quickly climb. Gonna pop round the corner. Will he stick it? Will he catch it? It's Cloud9 again!
The office chair blocking the line of sight right there, just hiding the head of the mirror. I was going to say you're just too late on cancelling out that diffuser plant. Now you will have to try and make sure that you win this 1v1, but they do manage to win it. Somehow, the office chair just in the right position to block out the line of sight onto the head of the mirror. And you can only imagine the confusion that comes there from FAV as they're entering the site. They don't see anything. They know exactly where the diffuser is planted. Like, where's this diffuse coming from? You know, from right behind the office chair. So Nova able to just get that kill and make the defuse happen as well. So well played there from Cloud9, but that was way too close.
Every round is hitting this intense pace right at the end of it. Obviously, that's 2 plants and 2 diffusers over 3 rounds, and the one in the middle was, as we said, a shotgun dance around a bomb chassis with an almost 3 versus 1 clutch. So this is going to be a spicier map than I think everybody thought.
Could indeed be a spicy map right here. FAV clearly did their homework on Cloud9 and figured out ways to stop them from moving about. Figured out the way that they get flushed out if you start opening from the top. I think that last round perfectly showed it with Typon just patiently waiting on the front door literally the entire game. Was able to pick up 1 kill onto the actual site. And well, if it wasn't for Shao going for the rotate all the way to the top floor, harassing them, able to pick up 1 kill and push them off of their original hold, it could have been a FAV round. Keep that in mind. Anyway, we do see the Kali come into play. And now, I don't know if you noticed the way that they put down the electroclaws last time around, but I don't think that you can get those with the LV explosive lens.
Guess we're gonna find.
Because they're right next to the pillars.
I guess we're gonna find out. I like how he put that one down as like a placeholder. Like, this will keep them as I do the rest of the work, and it means they won't be able to like rush in. They're setting themselves up with the 2 either side. Obviously, this is the same way it worked before. That middle one is just out of reach of the pair, but that's not the most important one they need to play. It doesn't catch it. Protected against the shrapnel up in the roof, just out of range, and there it is. The lance doesn't catch it either. Hap has been proven correct, and that's a worry for FAV.
Decides to go for the middle one. Looked like they wanted to go for a bit of an aggressive play, a quick play maybe. Not be the case now. We'll be forced to go through the middle. That means that both mirror windows have complete control over that entry. They will be able to fire upon them as soon as the bodies are starting to show up. And well, of course, you do still have that sniper. You do still have that CSRX, I believe it's called, aimed probably at the mirror windows, hoping to take a shot. It's Typon that could potentially land a very important kill right here. If he manages to take down the mirror behind security, they have the opportunity to overrun the site. But as long as those mirror windows are being played, then that is going to be very problematic here for FAV.
Afro all the way on the top floor, and remember, we saw last time we were here, MV Taylor got caught very early and hasn't had a big impact on this map as we expected. A lot of pressure has come his way, sure, but hasn't been able to actually find anything out of it so far. So will this change of pace and putting him a bit closer to the punch of the site be the change that puts a little bit more, I guess, steady into the wind and the sails of Cloud9, who have otherwise been kind of riding by the seat of the trousers so far? So Static hits the smoke back, but Shin finds a way in. It's just going to try and stick it in the middle there. Static with another smoke right over the top. The C4 doesn't miss, though, and Nova digs behind the black car, goes underneath, and gets the drop on the man with the diffuser.
Now there is this big sniper rifle watching, holding, trying to find an angle, but it's Nova that almost finds the shot onto Typon. It's a 3-on-5 situation right here. FAV tried to force the 5v5 plan situation. They almost got away with it if it wasn't for the C4 and the quick responses of Cloud9 to start retaking ground into the actual garage. Typon now hoping to take off some shots, hoping to find the feet of the players on the mirror windows. Will not be able to find it yet. Takes a little bit of damage. Misses most shots, however. Now only 10 seconds are left on the clock. There's only 2 members of FAV left on the clock. They need to go for the kills. There's no way that they can land it otherwise. It's a flawless round for Cloud9. After they tried to go for a quick plant, unfortunately, did not work out for FAV.
Yeah, they seem to hit a bit of a roadblock when they decided to fully focus on getting through that hard wall. And although obviously we probably won't see that side again for a while, it was tough, I think. Their second read and attempt wasn't one that quite landed. They didn't have that early catch on the body count, and they didn't have that split push that they otherwise were trying to run before as well, where we saw them go from the top. We saw them take piano. We saw them find, obviously, MV Taylor on the top floor. There they went, okay, let's hit site heavy, hard, and fast. And they were scarpered because C9 were like, oh, they're trying to play into our game.
Yeah, that's exactly it, right? Those electroclans are placed into those positions because you cannot get them with the explosive lance. Now, that's the only other option you have when the Thatcher is removed off the board. So that means that they have to be forced to go through the middle one if they want to make that quick play that they wanted to go for, because you could see through everything. 3 people were lined up. They used grenades, they used utility because they wanted to open it up, but they failed to do so. And thus they play right into the game that Cloud9 was bringing. And, you know, you can still try and go for the plants, but Cloud9, of course, realized that as soon as smokes are going down, 3 of them, to be exact, or 2, there is nothing else they can do. Like, they will go for the plants because there is no other utility to try and accommodate a plant after that. So you can just go aggressive as a result of that. So if they would have used 1 smoke, I think there would have been a bigger opportunity for them to get the plant down rather than the 2 they used.
Lobby is what we're going to see for the first time from C9 instead of heading up to the top floor, holding that for the potential of that final round. And I guess we'll see if the setup will come through and whether they go full aggro here.
The question. Interesting frost mat down there next to the hatch. Potentially a rotation will be made up there, like you jump over, hoping to potentially catch one off guard. The rest looks like a pretty normal top hold. I don't know if there was a mirror window. No, okay, still 2 in pocket. I was going to say maybe one was placed towards admin, as we did see that FAV was very keen on taking that. However, Cloud9 lost that, I remember, pretty quickly due to the rappel up from the side of admin. So instead, both mirror windows will be placed towards piano, one towards antechamber, allowing them to make sure that bathroom is that fortress that C9 needs to make sure that this will stay their side.
That frost mat just over the hop-in of Consulate, we saw that suffered by Fnatic when they were here. Obviously, the hop through, and it was almost a big clutch caught out by a single location. So, you know, you always look at it with a little bit of trepidation of when that is needed in terms of the hold, and like if they're hitting this, it's so unexpected for a lot of teams.
If that 1 frost mat wins you 1 out of 10 rounds, it's worth placing it. Because like normally the frost mats just get taken out, right? And if you do manage to, in a very close clutch situation where they suddenly decide to go for the push, they decide to go fast and not drone everything out as much, you win the round on the back of that, then that frost mat, you're going to keep it there for literally, well, not every single round because then it becomes predictable, but for rounds like these, definitely do.
Well, Shael is looking for the potential of the pace that's coming towards the back of the bathroom, concerned about the pop round the bottom of yellow stairs, but nobody is throwing themselves at them so intently so far. They realized that pace wasn't their maker in the previous round in terms of pushing the point, but the heavy roam clear has shown up yet again. Harper, who's had a pretty good game so far, especially with those canisters in hand, has been taken out, and you think of all the times we've seen a smoke plant played, which is pretty much every single time. Now they don't have that counter smoke, and now they might have something else in their wheelhouse. A dangerous dance on these high wires as they balance just on the side of an aggressive window. You always expect aggression on consulate windows, and it's just a matter of when it comes.
Here come the flashbangs. Good shot down there from Nova, able to take down Taipon. That's an element of the board. Of course, potentially should have down and used all of the air jabs already, as number 2 now will be getting the revenge. Still, MV Taylor playing really close to the door right here, and as long as that Surya laser gate does not deactivate, there's nothing to give away the fact that MV Taylor is playing around there. So he's very well hidden right now. Shah's going to be able to pick up another kill, decides to go for a jump out, will not be finding anything. Instead, will be taking damage himself, but that's at least a bit of a distraction.
Now then, as they look around, that Aruni, there it is, suffered on the shoulder. They'll give the game away that he was playing so aggressively, but there are those canisters I talked about being big and potential possibilities. Shael says, no, it doesn't matter, as Shin looks and tries to find a way past. Not a lot of time, and that's guaranteed damage if he doesn't pop something like a second drone through there. Oh, watches a teammate die, but joins him not soon after. Cloud9, they've remembered how they like to play this map.
They've definitely remembered. And that one round right there, the final couple of seconds where he saw a man get executed in front of his own eyes, it's like, yeah, I have a Surya laser gate here. I cannot move. You will have to make the play. You will have to repel in. And, well, it does exactly that, but just gets shut down as he tries to run across the door that was being covered by his teammate. And does Cloud9 now find themselves up with 4 rounds against the just one from FAV. Going to try and make that 5. We're going back to console meeting. We do see the dock coming out. Not the rook yet. There we have it. It's coming again. So it must be intentional if they place it at the same spot again, Fluke.
We got to see it. Medics. You know what you got to do. To be fair.
This is your moment.
Yeah, all credit to Medics for spotting that. And I guess it's the question of, is this something so deliberate? Is this little pocket play, little thing to, you know, throw them off their game just a bit? I can't say that personally I've seen it in a game before. The same place, the default plant. Who is it that doesn't get armor, I think, is my question.
I think it might be the one who's furthest away from sight.
Yeah, MV Taylor.
Who's not near the dock, because the rook armor secures the DBNO. And of course, when you have a dock available, you can
MV Taylor's got his.
stim them. Okay, so maybe it's the dock himself then, as he has a stim to revive himself and heal himself up.
Let's see. I like how this is the game we're playing now. It's like, who's the one that doesn't pick up the armor? There's 2 people. It actually, you get the little blue icon, so you can see who hasn't got it. MV Taylor has type on, that's for sure. And that's the early pick that they were trying to make work so many times before. Harper has his. Nova currently doesn't have armor, just to update you guys on who doesn't, and Static. So probably the dock is the one that doesn't end up. But yeah, I think we can confirm this. A little cheeky pocket rock play.
I think this is the same as that Frost map we saw, right? If it wins you 1 round, then why not, right? If in that one option where they do manage to get in and go for the plants, but instead they pick up rook armor and buy some extra time to kill them, it's either a tilter for the enemy team, but also a bit of a laugh for the rook himself, or Harper, who's like, I did that. literally started around.
It's like one of those things where, like, if it works, amazing.
It's 500 IQ.
500 IQ. But otherwise, it's also, you know, you've still got those guns, and to be fair, you'll often see in a lot of games big window peak swing guns. You can see Harper's living in that as well. He's happy to try and apply that aggression out. They just work wonders and well against anyone that wants to get close, quick firing and tight angles. So it's dangerous to approach a consulate with 2 French defenders on board.
Really weird way of using utility here from FAV when the smoke canisters just wildly tossed into bathroom. No one to follow it up with. Another grenade being tossed in deep, but no one really dared to pick up anything. Forehand, that's going to be the diffuser drop now, as Nova will be able to pick up that kill. However, he drops down through the hatch. Creates himself a little bit of a vertical angle right here. So
healing!
Knocks it through it. There we go. I need healing, and he gets it.
Amazing.
Now trying to chase down onto the Ash, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to talk about a slight misplay of FAV utility with the smokes not hitting the marks, that's very well played there. Quick thinking and well-rehearsed dance, but it does pull them slightly away from the site for the attempted plant. FAV, they have that control of the stairs now on Visa. They're looking to try and swing around to get some safety with the diffuser, and that's going to come from pressure onto Anti-Shin. Can't quite smoke out the middle of Long Desk. Can't quite get that close clear, but does find Shael in the meantime. There's the pickup. There is the swing and the hold on. I thought he got the diffuser. I forgot it's outside. There is the pickup. I saw the thing on the corner of my screen, and they're going to dig in, potentially behind the bomb chassis, holding the angle. Shin is tight, but with only 20 seconds, they've got to try and make it stick. Another canister over the center forces them to a dangerous location. More bullets puts them even closer to the end. 1 HP, 1 gulp of smoke could be the disaster, but also so is stacking up.
Man, I just wanted to see them go to the default plant spot and pick up the armor. That would have made my day right there. But they did manage to line them up in the end right there. Cloud9 able to win the 5th round for them. That puts them in a pretty big and commanding lead. And, well, yes, it is now FAV's turn to go up to the defense themselves. But Cloud9, they're on a roll right now. They might have actually crushed FAV already in terms of motivation, because it's just going downhill from FAV from there on forward. Like, after round 3, I didn't really see, like, big contests anymore, right? Not really close rounds anymore coming down to the wire.
I think that's it. Is obviously the way it started for FAV was intensity. Was they knew where they needed to go and why they needed to go there. They were quick to try and pick up MV Taylor or anyone that was on the roam. They were happy to lead in with their firefights, and I guess 2 very close rounds in such a short space of time, and the one between them being a success to a suffered flawless is quite demoralizing. It puts you in this tricky situation, which is why they took the time out of, well, let's talk about this, let's, you know, try and build from this. We know that we were close and we don't want to let this slip, but unfortunately that also gives C9 the time to kind of bask in that moment. You can see on their cams and in their play, they're very relaxed on the end half of their defensive play, and you know, will that carry over to their attack?
Interesting play right here. You see the serial laser gate being used in the most southern wall, I believe it is. Yes, that is of course due to the fact that that is often the main breach that you will be coming through. They want to plant right behind the white fan, and by blocking it off with a laser gate, they're going to have to use another piece of utility before they're going to be able to go through. And well, there is also Mew Gemmers that will be blocking out 2, 3, maybe all 3 Selmas. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, they're all going to pop now because the grenade came in, destroyed that Mew Gemmer. So very synchronized piece of destruction now coming down from the likes of Cloud9.
That's it. It was a beautiful ballet of death. And, well, it's the follow-up dance that's the one that really pulls in the punters pre-firing out the main door to see if they can catch anybody that gets a little bit too bold, but there's nothing there as of yet. Going for the long throw without the rotation there in the bottom corner. They obviously have the potential to open it up with Afro having those impacts, but for now, they're just playing it with a very long arm.
Playing it long indeed. Just taking control wherever they can. Cloud9, people on the top floor, people in front of the breach, and also near the circle desk. Really don't seem to be worried about having to go for refrags too much, as they have faith in each other's fragging capabilities, especially in Shal, as he's the one that is completely alone, having no one to back him up. He's going to be the one that has to, well, probably set himself up for a post plant. You remember what Saves did when they managed to get the plant down instead of in front of the white fan? I think that's exactly what Shal is trying to do right here. Still has all his utility, might have to set himself up to cover a post plant like that. No, he's going down. Never mind. Yeah, unfortunate.
It's fine. That happens, but so does this. Everything in the middle is smoked out. It becomes tough. Look how deep Nova's gone with this plant right behind the chassis, hoping to catch the other side, but they don't play no games. K-Razor drops them, but instant pickup from MV Taylor to try and double down inside. Shin has the cover on yellow stairs. Shayal gets dropped, but so does the diffuser, and so does MV Taylor. 4 versus 2. One is behind White Van, but look at the other above in a very good situation. Now Taipon finds that final body. They have eyes on the diffuser, but it's 30 seconds. 2, 3 blue bodies all charge up the stairs. They know they need this kill. They lose out on one, but they don't lose out on the second.
You see all 3 people just rushing up the yellow stairs and like, guys, we need to put one on the actual diffuser. We cannot move everyone upstairs. And you see one member just moving back down, and FAV is going to be able to pick up their second round of the game so far. Managing to get the defuse of the diffuser on the board. The disable of the diffuser, of course. And now round 8 is upon us. FAV are managing to at least claw back a little bit. Still need 3 rounds to make it even. They also know if Cloud9 only managed to pick up 1 round here, already on a point secured, and have the opportunity to go for the full 3.
Well, that's it. The point secured puts Cloud9 back on the top, based on the fact that obviously Guts suffered a full fat loss before, or not Guts, even CAG. But we're also in the situation now where we're not there yet. And FAV, they've been able to find one, and they found it in a, they played a little bit off the site. They were able to counter the deep plant, and yeah, sure, it went down in the ladder, but with the hold they had, the control retaken on Shayal on the yellow stairs, it started to fall into their favor. It's just replicating that across 3 sites. That's the big unfortunate ask right now. C9, they were cool and comfortable and collected, and well, I have a feeling they're gonna quickly find that continuing.
I'm going to bring some wild strategies. There's that frost mat on the jump in, then the Rook armor placed on the default plant spot. That'll bring it to Finka. I'm ready for it. I'm waiting to see what they have planned, but could this be just them rushing up the stairs, for example, pushing through literally every single piece of utility that FAV could be able to set up, because you don't have the movement speed reduction through barbed wire or Melusi Banshees. Of course, no Banshees on the board right now, but you know what I mean. Is this them going for like a quick push, feeling that confident that they're going to be able to pull it off against FAV?
Maybe, but I hope not. And I only say that because Smoke has been played every single round, and it's generally been played quite well by Taipon across the previous playdays, and it's been played quite well in APAC in general. So yeah, sure, this is a region that does love Finka. You look at how Q Confirm play, and you look at what they are able to do with it, but at the same time, it's still dangerous. You find yourself a little bit out of breath from one of those canisters, which are often well played and well timed. It's kind of a disaster strike situation.
They know exactly where he is right now. Nova has the drone on top of the smoke, and I believe the Yana's also repelled up. And since they did take care of both magnets right now, that means a grenade from Harper is going to be able to be coming. Right here, they have a little bit of explosion coming through, but not quite enough yet to take down Taipon, who is now stuck there. There it is. Harper will be taking him out, and that means there's now the opportunity to go for a push eventually if you really want to, together with those Finka adrenaline surges.
Well, I guess that's the way to counter the concern about that smoke in your rush push with a Finker is, we'll just kill the smoke. Yeah, okay, you did it and you made it look easy. Whatever. Either way, a minute 45 and you're starting to apply the pressure onto Afro on the top of yellow. Heavy use of utility on the corner stairs that we talked about being a place where you do bury yourself in, but not that way. They're static though. Around the back stairs is able to take the trade, and MV Taylor finds K-Razor inside, puts us into a 4 versus 1 as the hop out onto the suicide balcony lives up to its name. Shin is the last standing on the top of the spiral stairs, sprays towards the opening where someone might swing in and has the potential to catch somebody, but doesn't even really know where he's truly suffering from. Finds one, but that buys them the window to hop in and buys Harper the ability to take him out. Cloud9, map point.
We'll find out now, finally, where he was suffering from the entire time. Just his upside down repel right here, shooting the feet every single time it came by. He wasn't able to actually spot him himself, and thus Cloud9 secured their first point here, and now have the opportunity to go for the full 3 to walk away from the rest of the competition yet once again, and basically give them the opportunity to secure themselves a #1 position next play day, due to the way that, of course, the system works. So lobby press is upon us next. C9 need to attack one more time if they want to go for the full 3-pointer.
Well, let's see what FAV can do on another site. They've opted, obviously, to not try and double down on the top floor. To be fair, if they can take this, well, then they've got Cafe back open, so they can go there. There's always the split site option too if they don't want to return to CEO. And to be fair, it was a great take from Cloud9. Playing unexpected might be the metrics that managed to carry them a bit further, but it's not just a bit that they have to go.
Now I'm a bit more worried.
A little bit.
We just started Finker, right?
Yeah.
And then we started smoking, like, okay, that's a counter.
Yep.
Now there's an Ella. There is a Rooney. And you're like, okay, great. That's laser gates. Those do damage when you walk through them. That's Griswold mines. They burst up and they can cut you when you move through them. However, when you have that Finker boost active, it doesn't really do that much. The Grisman is only like, I believe, half a second, if not even. And the laser gates, of course, they only take away the extra HP you get from the Finker boost, plus like another 10, I believe. But that's about it. So I think Finker even got more useful in this ramp right now compared to the last.
100%. The one thing I said the last time was why it probably potentially couldn't quite work if they did go for a concerned and conceded rush was that smoke and how well it can be played. And here, well, he's sitting this one out, and you know, I guess you never really know how these picks and rounds are going to go with the play of potential 6th too, but I mean, it's a region, as we said, it does enjoy using Finker. It does enjoy using her often. They will know how she works, the ins and outs, and all the dangerous plays that can be put because they see it probably more than any other region. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky if they realize this and find a bit of space. We know C9 love to get aggro. They did it in their first attack round, and they were able to shut down the aggression on the round previous that they took. And they found K-Razor as the open swung round. Envy Taylor looks for Shin too, but Shin gets some revenge. Harper suffers deep on the top, then gets propped up by the use of that Finker boost. And, well, now it's just seeing who else they can find.
Now we're going downstairs. We'll be trying to hunt down Shin, who was playing inside of Visa's Afro, trying to get some free fires down together with his MK14. Using that suppressor, making that much noise. Still going to be a 2-shot down, however. Hoping to challenge the balcony right now. Will not be able to find any damage, but a lot of challenges are being taken right here. And Shin, they know exactly where he is right now. He's going to be going down to about 10 HP and will be taken out eventually by Nova, who will be taking care of that Surya laser gate as well, opening up the ways into the circle desk.
Well, Afro, he's putting bullets either side. He knows he's in a very tricky situation. Shael is holding the close cover. Saw a suppressor, didn't see the rest, though, and it's just gonna wait. He has that verticality. He has that pocket of space, and it's on the mantle and the pressure of Afro to try and reapply and potentially keep them secure if C9 decided to dig into the site underneath itself. He cannot pass this door, and the Aruni will give away if he goes for a swing anyway, and that split second of, well, he's coming around the corner might be the one that gives the angle and the mantle to them, or just that. They didn't know he was there. He gets one, can't quite find the second. Shael's down. I'm wondering if there's another boost. No, all out Nova a second later, and that would have been a pickup on Shael, but instead he's down in the corner, but they don't know that.
They activated it, of course, because he has an LMG. Gives a little bit of extra recoil management right here. Type bomb will go down. It's only up to number 2 now. 45 seconds are on the clock. A couple of shots being put down towards his barrel. Forces him to rotate around towards the bathroom or anti-chamber, hoping to challenge it from that side. But they're still top 4 control. However, takes down Nova. That turns it into a 1v2 situation. Throws that impact to try and distract him from what he's actually doing as he rotates all the way around. But there's still a member down into Tellers. And the other one is actually inside the circle desk. Is going to be able to fail that because it was a Gemini replicator. I even got fooled by that one. Is going to be picking up Harper, though. Turns it into a one-on-one situation suddenly, but needs to go for the defuse now. There is no time. If he gets peeked now by Static, that is going to be the round win, but he needs to actually go for the peek. No, he went off it. It's the win. Cloud9 take it. Number 2 went off of the defuse, and Static will get the kill in the end anyway. Oh, Cloud9. 3 points.
Almost so good. The Gemini. Iana loudly shouting that her Gemini was destroyed gave the game away to C9. And to the swing, potentially. There's the thumbs up. Everybody, the celebratory thumbs up from C9, as is tradition. And it's another 3 points on the board. They remain undefeated. They remain very happy. And they remain kind of cruising on a 7-2.
kind of cruising with a lot of interesting, fun little plays that we've seen here today. From the Rook armor being placed to stop a default